Hey everyone, my name's Shane. I'm a big baseball fan. Welcome to 3 Up, 3 Down. We have come to the end of August, which means it's time to give our 3 ups and our 3 downs for the month of August for Major League Baseball. As always, if you're into this kind of content, make sure you subscribe down below because we're on our way to 50 subscribers. Gonna leave a comment question for today. Comment down below. Do you think Albert Pujols is going to reach 700 home runs by the end of the season? I'm really rooting for him. I'd love to see that happen. But for now, we're going to get out our 3 ups and 3 downs. So let's go. Our first up for the month of August is the guy I think may just be becoming my favorite pitcher in Major League Baseball, and that's Marlins starting pitcher Sandy Alcantara. Alcantara is just an absolute throwback. He's going out there and going to give you 9 innings, game in and game out. He is a gamer. He wants to finish. He is a special talent. So much fun to watch. I've been tuning into a few Marlins games to really get a sense of Alcantara. That sinker changeup combination is absolutely nasty. Expect to see some more of that in one of my later videos. Just so much fun to watch. You take a look at the numbers. You take a look at August, and there's just that special something about 2 starts in particular in August. The first one came on August 21st. Alcantara had his worst start of the year going against the Dodgers and that vaunted team. 3 2/3 innings, giving up 6 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks, his absolute worst outing of the season. Just that later that week, on August 27th, Alcantara, what's he do against those exact same Dodgers, the best team in baseball? Complete game, 9 innings, only 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 10 Ks. Just comes out and dominates. That's what an ace is. That's what a guy who can dominate any lineup looks like. Alcantara is the real deal, and when you take a look at the numbers for the year, it's absolutely special. For the season, you take a look, the 12-6 record is fantastic. Leads the National League at 2.13 ERA. Leads in complete games with 4. Leads in the shutouts with 1. But leads in innings, 185.2, and that's still with September and October to go. Checking in with 167 strikeouts, only 46 walks. The guy knows how to pitch. He dominates inning after inning, game after game. This is the real deal, the best ace in Major League Baseball right now. So for the month of August and just that true dominant performance from all season, Sandy Alcantara, you get our first up for the month of August. Our first down for the month of August is just the misery and the uncertainty that's going on around home plate. We've seen a few different instances this month where the Buster Posey rule, which is the fact that players and base runners are no longer allowed to make contact and run into catchers. Then I don't mind that fact, given that Buster Posey was knocked out essentially a full year with a leg injury. But the way it's being interpreted right now, there's just so much gray in the rule. You see the clips rolling. It just isn't sure as to what is and isn't a violation by the catchers. They aren't allowed to block the path of the runner. They have to give a lane to the runner until they have the ball, which is all well and good, anywhere from about shortstop part of the field all the way around to first base. But when the ball and throw is coming from third base or left field down that line, or potentially even foul territory, that's a very difficult region for the catcher to give a lane and yet still be able to catch the ball. And that's being interpreted by Major League Baseball, it seems, and the umpires in the video review, that is considered blocking the lane. And I'm disagreeing with this. You have to give catchers the opportunity to catch the ball, and there has to be some emphasis on runners finding that proper lane. It doesn't have to be a big lane, and sometimes it should have to be going around the catcher a little bit. We see second baseman and shortstop blocking off second to short out there on stolen base attempts. I still like the idea of having catchers have the ability to at least block the plate a little bit, or at least be able to get to the line or foul territory to make a proper catch to be able to block home plate and receive the throw. So I'm not really sure where Major League Baseball goes with this. It seems to have come up a lot in the month of August. I think they need to figure this out in the offseason and really eliminate some of the gray areas. But for now, I don't love what I'm seeing. Too much gray, so it's a down for the Buster Posey rule. Up number 2 doesn't have a lot of video evidence going around right now, but it's the fact that the minor league baseball system has challenge system being involved for balls and strikes. Teams have 3 challenges for the game, And if you are successful, you can retain your challenge further. You don't lose it for an unsuccessful challenge. So basically, you have 3 unsuccessful challenges for a game. I absolutely love this. I think this is where Major League Baseball needs to go with this. The ability for the pitcher, batter, or catcher to challenge a strike or ball call. And then it's almost like tennis. We see the video come up. We have to watch it through. Does the ball hit the strike zone or not? Using our Hawkeye or StatCast technology. I absolutely love this. It's a very simple challenge. It's a tap of the hat to say that you want to challenge that pitch. I think teams in the majors need to have this evolved as well. I understand the computer technology may not yet be perfect in terms of the challenge system, whether the ball is a ball or strike based on their system. But I love the fact that it's being used in the minor leagues. Max Scherzer talked about this earlier this season. This is what Major League Baseball needs. I'm not so sure about robot umpires this time, but this to me makes a lot of sense. It's very quick. We see it in tennis if you watch that at all. It's a very quick call. It comes up on the screen. It's all of 10 seconds at most, and it's very, very productive. I think this is what Major League Baseball needs to speed up the game and to eliminate some of these absolutely abysmal calls. Like if a batter knows without doubt that that pitch was nowhere near the strike zone, we've seen balls that are 7 and 8 inches off the plate and out of the strike zone be called strikes. That has to end, and that's a very easy way to fix it. On a ball like that, you know the hitter's going to challenge it because it's an automatic reversal. So the fact that we're looking at the minor league challenge system for balls and strikes, that gets a big time up for me. The second down for the month for Major League Baseball has to be the Major League Baseball TV programming. I know a lot of other organizations, a lot of other teams have had their games so difficult to find your team on TV. Now it's starting to impact us in Canada even more. I even sat down a couple Friday nights wanting to sit down and watch my Jays play on a Friday night. Who wouldn't? And what happens? The game's on Apple TV. Seriously? Apple TV? I don't want to pay for something else. I already pay for MLB TV. I already pay for Sportsnet to watch all the Jays games I can in Canada. I'm not paying for Apple TV. And now I find out there's another one, Peacock. I don't want to do this, but Major League Baseball, this is ridiculous. You want to grow the game? It's costing a fortune for people to be able to watch their team play. That's what should be happening. You want people watching games. Now, I understand you're trying to get people going out to games, but not like this. I live thousands of miles from Toronto. The closest home team to me is actually about a 12-hour drive to Minnesota to watch the Twins. This is ridiculous. Major League Baseball need to fix it. Looking it up, if you're a New York Yankees fan, let's break down the cost here. The cheapest cable option would be Xfinity, $70 in 7 months. Satellite dish, DirecTV dish to get some more games involved in there. Then you got to pay for the streaming services of Amazon Video, Peacock, and Apple TV. Add it all up to watch every New York Yankees game plus playoffs. So $600. $600. This is absolutely ridiculous. I know I'm not a Yankees fan, but I'm a fan of the game, and that's breaking the game. You want people to be able to watch, not to have 6, 7, 8 different platforms where people have to subscribe to follow games. It's just not working. You can't have it where Apple's got one Friday night game a week. Nobody's going to watch this type of thing, and you're going to lose viewership. Peacock, I can't even tell you what's going to show on there. And then we get to the playoffs, and we have random people broadcasting games. It just isn't working. Major League Baseball, fix TV, down for the month of August. Our final up for the month of August is the Julio Rodriguez contract. I told you I was going to talk about it. I absolutely, once I see the details, love this contract for both player and team. This is a long-term deal I can get behind. Let's break it down. The Rodriguez contract is a guaranteed 7-year, $119.3 million. That's a good deal for both player and team. Almost kind of fits just over the Ronald Acuna Jr. deal from previous years. I think this makes a lot of sense. Then you start to add in the extras. So once that 7-year, $119.3 million contract is figured out, starting in the 2030, which has to be decided at the end of the 2028 season, there's an option for the team to invest for the next 8 to 10 years. The option is a guaranteed at $90 million player option, but can increase based on the MVP votes. So any 0 top 10 votes, It stays as an 8-year, $200 million option. It can increase anywhere up to 8 years, $280 million, or as much as even 10 years at $350 million option that comes after the 7-year guarantee. If the team declines the 2030 option, which, given the way Julio Rodriguez is going, highly unlikely, but it does give the team an opt-out and a way to get out, then there's a player option at 5 years, $90 million that the player can then get involved in for another 5 years. And that option can escalate as well, given on previous performances, up to a player option of 5-year, $125 million. So when it's all said and done, Julio Rodriguez is going to be a Mariner up to and including the 2029 season. The option has to be looked at after the 28 season. After the 2029 season or during that season, we'll know whether Rodriguez is sticking around long term, whether it's on a team option or whether it's on the player option. So there is a scenario where Julio Rodriguez could become a free agent right around 30 years old. That would be highly unlikely at this point in time. I have the feeling that either a player or a team is going to opt in on one of these two options, but it makes a lot of sense. And if you're talking on the player option, if Rodriguez hasn't performed, you're only locking yourself in another 5-year, $90 million. And at that type of deal, you're really not killing yourself financially. You're still under $20 million a year. For a player who's still going to be serviceable, you have to believe at that time. So for me, makes a lot of sense for player, a lot of sense for team. I think this is a type of contract we could see more often, especially with these very, very talented youngsters coming into Major League Baseball. So for the Rodriguez camp, for the Mariners, I think this contract gets an up. Our final down for the month of August, you had to know it was coming, Fernando Tatis Jr. Are you kidding me? This guy has now been suspended 80 games for using performance-enhancing drugs. First, in the offseason, he injures himself while riding a motorcycle, which is prohibited under his contract. The Padres love to work this out with him, though, and he's still getting paid. Now he's been dinged for this 80-game suspension. And what's he do? He comes out and blames it on ringworm medication. Really? You really think we're going to believe that? You have to be kidding me. The massive contract, 14 years, I believe it's $340 million or some odd for Tatis that was signed. It's just looking like a joke now of a contract for the Padres. Yes, Tatis is one of the top young talents in all of baseball. Dude needs to get healthy. He needs to get his head in the game, and he needs to play baseball. No more of these antics and jokes. It's just not working. It's just brutal and looks terrible for the Padres and the player. This PED suspension is really going to be looming over the head of Tatis, probably for the rest of his career. It just is a terrible look. And then to try to come out and say it's ringworm medication, like, dude, you got to figure this out. This isn't working. Be better. We expect better from these young talents in Major League Baseball. Fernando Tatis Jr., down. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of another video. Greatly appreciate all the support, whether it's your first time here or you've been here for every video. I love the fact you're coming in and checking out this channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button. We're on our way to 50 subscribers. And comment down below any kind of baseball comment you'd love to leave. I love to talk baseball. You can guarantee I'll comment back as well. So until next time, take care, everyone.